guys, welcome back to more Roslyn. I wanted to come to you today with more energy because I ate mostly raw yesterday. I ate a good bit of raw yesterday. I did get a really bad headache from people putting these Febreze spray things, and I walked and I was looking at something and I didn't realize it was there, and it sprayed me right in the face, and I had a headache for the rest of the day until I went and took a nap, and it was horrible. However, I did so much raw yesterday that luckily the headache was gone by the time I woke up a few hours later, and then I felt really good this morning, and so raw is just getting easier and easier. I did have some pistachios that weren't raw, and I did have some like a little bit of homemade mashed potatoes, dairy free, of course, because we love our cows, especially after like saving two this past weekend from a dairy farm, which is not something I've ever done before, but I think I've prayed to the angels so much that they put these dairy cows in my life, these little babies, so I could just get over milk. So anytime I think about milk in any way, in any food, in any no food, or having a moment, I think about the cows and I can't do it. I just physically cannot eat anything with dairy, any breads that might have dairy in it, anything. So it's made this process a lot easier. I've also realized that y'all are all probably watching me because I follow the medical medium and I follow his journey and I follow my journey through his stuff, and I'm not perfect at it. I have no foods. I try really hard not to. And that's another thing I want to talk about with y'all today. And I try really hard to, and I have to mentally get myself wrapped around things. And I have a lot of emotional stuff in my life, or have had stuff, and they seem to come up the more raw and the more foods I eat. But I think they're just coming up and going away, and I don't have as many tools in my toolbox to deal with that kind of stuff. But things are just getting better. And I just want to say that I am not like everybody else. My journey is not going to be like everybody else. I might be 5 years down the road and still having no foods, but still progressively getting better. And I will take that. You just have to know it, because there's so many of you that I see that ask me questions that I know about you. You're on my Facebook. I know some of you. I energetically can feel y'all, and y'all do ask these things, and that's why I'm here doing this video about how to go raw on the medical medium process and like what my journey's like. And I am just like y'all. I'm just here for me, and I'm here for y'all. And if you get a chance to ever visit a dairy farm, or if you just want to read up on some stuff, on some of the nicer stuff, but still how they're in denial about how animals are treated, feel free. There's a couple of websites out there that are actually like pro dairy farming, and I'm pro not having the animals have a terrible life. Like the ones that I dealt with this weekend were starving because that farmer wasn't taking care of them, and he does stuff like that all the time. So we called the cops and we rescued two of them because one had already passed away, because there was three total, and the one that I had was very heartfelt towards, his name was Hart, and he didn't make it. And since he didn't make it, it just touched my heart so much that I have to change my life even more. And so anyways, I don't want to babble about that. I want to get to how you could be raw, how you could stay on it, what I do, what I have to tell myself mentally to get through it, and that you don't have to have a journey like everybody else that we see through the medical medium process. I know there's some big people out there that have really cool Instagram pages, and some of them have YouTube videos, and some of them are just really upfront with this stuff, and they're on this 100%. I would hope to be that way one day, but I really don't care, because I'm just me. I'm just doing my thing, and I'm happy with it, and I love how I feel when I do this. So let's go into the feeling of this stuff. So one way that I like to stay on raw, or how it helps me to get through day and day, is because I get these feelings, these like whoofs of complete stamina, not like energy, like woohoo, I'm on caffeine and crack or whatever. No. Crack I call sugar crack, because that's how it treats my body. It feels like I'm on drugs. But anyway, so one thing that I do is I go to the feelings. So if I think about pizza, for instance, I don't even eat pizza anymore. Why? Because the feeling that it gives me when it sits in my stomach so heavily, and then I'm up at 3 o'clock sweating because my liver can't handle digesting this food, and I toss and turn and I don't sleep well. When I see pizza, that's exactly what I think about, is how it makes me feel. And it took me a long time to figure that kind of stuff out. But the feeling is so strong of how it makes me feel that I don't even venture back to it. It's just like dairy. That little baby cow, the feeling of that little cow was such a big deal to me that I think deep into the process of, are you really going through a fast food restaurant? Do you know how much dairy they put in these things? Like, Roslyn, what are you doing? Do you know if the bread's made with dairy? You shouldn't have the bread anyways because it's gluten. Do you know if that chicken finger that you want was breaded and milk and then gluten? You know, I think about these things now a lot more in depth, and because I'm so determined to be the change that I want to see when it comes to the cows, I don't care what anybody else does. This is just how I have to do it for my own soul. So I can't go to that dairy part. I can't go through the drive-through and get these things or think about this stuff because that dairy is all in the fast food industry. And I want this thing to change because there's so many more dairy farms than we even realize. There's so many more veal farms than we realize. And I don't think that some of the ways they treat them is the way I would treat my animals, or the way I would want to be treated as a human. So maybe they're not human, maybe they're animals, but I'm still human, which means I'm humane. You add an E to it. I mean, that's me. So I could not kill a cow. So therefore, I don't feel like I could eat a cow anymore. I just can't do that. And you don't have to be like me. I don't want you to be like me if you don't want to. So if I'm offending you, I'm really sorry, but that's just how I feel. That's how I get through the medical medium process. This is the stuff that I say in my head that helps me to heal. This is how I'm here to tell you how I mentally go through these things to heal, because that's the biggest struggle for me, is getting my mind right. It is really getting me wrapped around it, and I can't wrap around while I'm doing this to be healthy because I don't know what the fuck health feels like. I have no idea. I've never been healthy. I was born sick. I was born with EBV. I was born with my days and nights mixed up. I was born having reactions to dairy. I was born, my mama didn't even know what was going on, and gluten. And I was born on Coca-Colas and actually Mellow Yellows because my dad worked for Coca-Cola. So I was born on crack and caffeine. And high fructose corn syrup. I have no idea what it's like to feel healthy. I just know increments of it and pieces. And even in this journey, it is such a detoxing process that I still don't know what health feels like because I'm detoxing. So, and you probably go through the same thing. So I just kind of gravitate towards what keeps feeling better. You know, what calms my mind down. Caffeine and sugar do not calm my mind down. Because I like to, like, when I get off the no foods, I like to, like, give myself a sweet tea or coffee or something to that effect. And that stuff takes me completely off my journey. So I've literally, when I see and think about sugar and coffee and sweet tea now, because I live in the South, we have a lot of sweet tea. The only thing that I could actually imagine is the coffee, the Starbucks coffee or that sweet tea. It just blows up like a bomb, like a little small cartoon fireworks kind of thing. And that's what this morning I pictured with it. And so because I don't want to have it, because it's literally like a bomb in my body, it just blows up. It amplifies everything. My anxiety gets crazier. I can't stay on the medical medium like protocol. It's just a freaking bomb. So that's how I get off of the caffeine and the sugar. So here's how I stay raw for a day, 2 days, 5 days. I could not figure this out all week until this morning, and or actually it was yesterday, and it was yesterday, and I was like, okay, how did I do this 2 weeks ago? How did I do this? Like, what did I do that kept me going? I was like, oh, I had a plan. I had one little piece of this plan, and it was, I'm going to eat cooked foods Friday night. And that's, or whatever night you give yourself. That's what I focused on. So every time I wanted potatoes, or I wanted beans, because I love beans, or any kind of food like that, any cooked food, I kept thinking about Friday night. I was like, and I told myself, I was like, no, you're not going to Wendy's and getting a baked potato. No, you're not cooking French fries when you get home. You're having a salad. You're going to have a raw soup where you put spinach and tomatoes and onions and garlic, and if you want it kind of pizza tasting or Italian tasting, you put oregano and thyme and all that kind of stuff in it. But you're not having cooked food. You can have it Friday. So when I allowed myself to say, you can have it Friday, and I let myself think about what meal I would have if it was Friday, it shifted the whole thing for me, I feel like. The angels did a lot of this. Now, I prayed to the angel of mercy, and I prayed to the angel of faith, and angel of insight, and angel of, man, I went through like the list, and everybody's different, so just go and find your angels. I did that the first of the week, and it shifted everything for whatever reason. I was very thankful, and I still pray to them now to try to get that shift, but I also, having that big goal and knowing and giving myself the chance and giving myself the permission and freedom to have the cooked food on that Friday night helped me get through the whole week. And so now, because I want to be completely raw and I'm hankering for pizza, I have two things in my head, and it might switch down to one, but we'll see what goes. So Simple Meals makes a pizza crust that is completely medical medium protocol compliant. So I have that pizza crust at home if I feel like it, because cooking to me takes a lot more time and energy, and I really don't want to give away my energy. But if I want a pizza Saturday night or possibly Sunday, then, and today is Friday, then I'm going to let myself have that Simple Meals pizza, and I'm going to make it, and I'm going to have fun, and I'm going to realize how much work freaking cooking is, and I'm not going to like cooking anymore. I'm going to keep staying raw, which is great, and I'll give myself that pizza. So I'm just giving myself till Saturday and then Sunday, and I'm buying the ingredients that I want, like some olives that don't have canola oil in them, onions and garlic and tomatoes and purple onions and whatever, maybe some artichoke hearts. I might steam some artichoke hearts. Whatever I would want to put on my pizza, I'm getting myself that stuff Saturday when I go to the grocery store. And if I feel like cooking it Saturday night and I feel like I can't do raw, then I do it then. If I can go raw all Saturday, because I was actually going to put those toppings on top of a soup, like a spinach tomato based soup, and that I put it this raw that I put in the blender, that I don't heat up because I don't care if it's cold. And we're kind of warm here a little bit. We're in the 60s and 70s, so if it was really cold, like in the 30s, I might not would say that. But it's getting warmer, so it's easier for me to eat raw. But I would put that. I was going to put those as toppings on the soup, and then if I could get to the next night and I wanted the pizza, then I have the toppings and I can make the pizza, because I was going to make it for my husband as well and see what he thought. So that's kind of my plan. That's my goal. Get to Sunday night, you can have the cooked pizza. If you can't get to Saturday night, you can have the cooked pizza. If you can get through and you don't want either one, that's great. But I still have that goal that's like gives me permission to have cooked food so I can get through the raw stuff. And that's what I feel like we have to do. We have to give ourselves permission. That's a big deal with me, is giving myself permission to have the cheese. But no, I don't want the cheese. You see this cow? Yeah, hold on. Let's show you the cow again. Do not want the cheese. I don't want the cheese because I cannot do it. So that is that is how I do this. And I hope this helps y'all. I know that there are some of you out there that are struggling, and we're not even struggling, that you are getting better and better at this journey. We just keep getting better and better at it. And it does not matter if we're with this group or that group, or if we're anything like them, because we are just doing this. And the fact that we're doing it so much more than we did the day before, or the fact that we're just doing it so much more this month than we did last month, it's just a big deal. Who knows? I might literally go from no foods to cooked foods, straight into raw, and just go that way. I don't know, and I don't care. I'm tired of worrying about it. I'm tired of trying to be like everybody else. I'm not like anybody else, and I don't really want to be. I just like me and my journey, because I think it's so much more fun when I do it my way instead of trying to compare it to others, because I just don't know if they're having as much fun as I am. And I love to experiment and play, and I don't like to be part of the norm. So that is how I do things, and maybe you could pick up some tools and tricks from me. And if you don't have the finances to find different ways to do therapies, remember, that's what the angels are for. I go to them all the time, over and over. And I know that my angel communication is strong now, but it will be even stronger in a year. And because they shift and change things for me so powerfully, and they're freaking free. So check this out. Leave me some comments. If you would like to have a session with me, I do complimentary coaching sessions. You can go to www.moreroslyn.com. I will have the link below. You can have a complimentary session with me. You can book with me. I'm a health coach. I'm a massage therapist, I'm a skin therapist, and I'm a medium. So I can help you with a lot of different things, and most of the time I do. And like I said, I'm not like the other ones. I'm not all into the protocol supplement stuff. I do some of that stuff. Pretty much I like to make it simple and easy. Or as my coach says, stupid simple. And it's eat raw fruits and vegetables, add in some supplements, do what you can. So that's what my journey is, and that's where I'm going. And I would love to coach you, and I would love to help you. And like I said, you can try me out for free, see if it works. And I hope you have a blessed, great day, and that your energy is really well, and that you're proud of yourselves, because you got to be proud of yourselves. I'm proud of you. I love you. I think you're doing a great job. I can feel y'all. I hear y'all. I hear some of the questions that y'all have, because y'all are like, Roslyn, what the heck? How did you do this? So, and that's what I want to be. I want to be here to tell you how I did it, because sometimes we aren't strong enough or don't know how to use YouTube enough to ask the questions, and I get that. I totally get that. So I'm just going to keep being here for y'all. Keep going on this journey and loving y'all and loving myself, and it's going to work. And we're doing it for the cows, because they're so freaking cute. Oh my gosh. If I could figure out how to put a picture of that one I played with this weekend, I would. So put it on here. But anyways, you can check it out on my Instagram at moreroslyn.com. Or more Roslyn on Instagram. Whatever. Anyways, love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.